Hello, dear viewer. Thank you for joining me for your daily Pick a Card Tarot reading. I always ask you to choose the stone that draws you, choose the stone that resonates with your intuition, or choose more than one. That's fine too. So we will begin. I'll put the timestamps in the description box so you can find your stone in your pile of cards. And we've got this purple banded amethyst, I believe. Let's see what we have. Oh my goodness, we've got the Wheel of Fortune and we've got two queens. Look at that. So that is a lot of mature energy there. That's good energy. The Wheel of Fortune is a card that tells you that fortune is probably coming around in your favor. It's sort of like there is no streak of bad luck that is permanent. You know, so in some area of your life, there may be something that is really about to turn around, and it's probably because of what you're doing, frankly, with these two queens, because these queens are very mature energy. And so it is probably because you have learned and you have grown and you're behaving with purpose and knowledge and wisdom. You have strength of purpose that gets things done, that sees things through to the end with that Queen of Wands. And you have a good ability to plan. You've got good knowledge. You've got good intellect with that Queen of Swords. And you have some sense of your own authority. You have some sense that you can make a good decision. You can stand by what's most important to you. And you can make something change. So this Wheel of Fortune coming around, this fortune coming around in your favor, it's probably in an area of your life where you know that you do better. Or maybe you haven't given yourself credit yet for that, but Spirit wants you to. Give yourself credit for doing better with these things now. Persistence. The Queen of Wands is all about persistence, and I think that's about to pay off. So that's a wonderful reading. For those of you who chose this metallic silver stone, silver gray stone, we've got two major arcana. We've got the Judgment card, we've got the Death card, and we've got the King of Swords. Now, do not worry about that Death card, because look at the good cards it comes with. So we've got that Judgment card. Isn't it so interesting? We've got angelic help, clarity in making a decision right here, right alongside the Death card. And so the Death card is a sort of a knowing that something is done. It's being at peace with, even if it's something that you really didn't necessarily want to let go of, you're at peace with it. You know, there's an acceptance there. So whether it's a behavior of yours, an idea, a belief of yours you're letting go of, or whether it's something more external, like, oh, who knows, you know, a job, a relationship, a goal, a plan, you know, it could be something big. It could be something that's really an internal shift, something you just sort of know you're done with. And I think you're getting good clarity in that. Something at this time in your life, and given that you have two major arcana, it might not necessarily be something today, but it may be a growing sense within you that you know something is done, is coming to an end. And I love the clarity that comes with that, because a lot of times that clarity and that acceptance is such a relief, because sometimes we really resist allowing something to be done. With this Queen, the King of Swords, King and Queens are interchangeable anyway. That's a lot of maturity. That's a lot of intellectual maturity, understanding what's logical, you know, and being able to separate out how you feel about it to go with what's logical and what makes sense. So, for instance, if this is sort of you're done with a pattern in a relationship, that King of Swords energy would be saying to you, okay, I want to believe that this person is going to change in this area, but you know what? I am looking at evidence right now, you know, because that would be the logical thing to do, is look at the evidence. has this person changed? You know, does this person's actions match up with what he or she is saying? You know, that kind of thing. So if it's that kind of end that sort of you're coming to a decision about inside, that's an example of how that could play out. But it can be an end to just something that, a belief that you've had about yourself that you're really ready to let go of. It can be an end to all kinds of things, but you've got maturity, you've got wisdom with it, you've got good planning with it, and you're being helped. You're being helped from the other side. So there's some really powerful spiritual things happening there that can really open the door to a new way of being. For those of you who chose this beautiful orange stone, it's just so pretty. Got bands in it and everything. Anyway, we've got the Lover's card, the Knight of Wands, yes, and the I'll tell you why I'm giggling, and the 8 of Coins. So the Knight of Wands is a passionate fellow. And like I said, gender is interchangeable, doesn't matter. But the Knight of Wands is a passionate fellow. And there's no coincidence that the wand is sort of a phallic symbol, okay? So anyway, so I don't know if there's some kind of romance or some sort of romantic physical love coming in for you right now, or some sort of romance like that, passionate. It doesn't necessarily have to be physical, passionate. If you're in a relationship, if there's a flare-up of that kind of wonderful energy, or if there's a relationship coming in, I don't know. But that's what this can mean. However, it doesn't have to be that. It doesn't have to be that. Sometimes the Lover's card just comes forward when we really are blessed with a sense that we really are loved by Spirit, by Source, that we love ourselves. You know, we're sort of falling in love with ourselves. We're sort of falling in love with something. And so sometimes that Lover's card comes in because that is an angel. And these two are in the Garden of Eden. So sometimes that's why the Lover's card comes in too. If in any case you've got some great energy, some passion, some interest, some drive, and you're learning something, you're also finding this energy or this purpose, this sense of purpose spilling over into activity that increases your sense of security, whether that's health or wealth or other sources of security. You know, for some of you, it's just a really nice internal emotional shift that you feel good about yourself. You feel good about yourself, and you feel a little more hopeful and energetic. But these are great cards. These are great cards because these two have some pretty youthful energy, and this card is all about love. So these are great cards. All right, for those of you who chose the blue stone, we've got the Empress, we've got the 10 of Swords, and we've got the 7 of Wands. Okay, so for those of you who have been hanging in there and keeping the faith and knowing that there is a new beginning that is coming, you're doing the right thing. You absolutely are doing the right thing. So for some of you, you have felt like you've had to stand your ground through some challenging situations, whether that's other people challenging you or you're just sort of challenging yourself or what have you, but you've stood your ground and you've maintained a purpose. See, this guy has a wand. He's maintained a goal or a purpose, even if other people don't understand why, or, you know, he feels undermined, or he feels like someone's challenging that, or it's just hard to keep that purpose, keep that goal going. So many of you have stood your ground and kept that up. And maybe it's not been so easy because that 10 of Swords it's swords are thoughts or their speech. So it can be that some of you have genuinely had people challenging you and not in a very nice way. But this is a completion card. This is a, okay, I'm done with this card. And this is a, I am stubbornly standing my ground card, even if I feel like people are not being so kind or not being so encouraging, not being so nice about it. I'm standing my ground because I have a goal and it's important. And I know that Spirit is bringing a new beginning in, a new birth in, a new something in. So this is incredible tenacity, I feel like, in this reading. I feel like this is about tenacity, and whether the challenges are coming from the outside of you or whether they're coming from your own thoughts, or your own, barriers, just simple challenges. This can be, there are too many other wands that need your attention. This can be, okay, I'm not going to drop this goal, even though there are so many other things coming at me that need my attention. So it can be that. And these can be thoughts, like, oh, this is hard, or maybe I shouldn't do this, or self-doubt, or feeling a bit like a martyr, maybe thinking you have to do it all. Anyway, you feel really kind of done with whether those thoughts are coming from you or they're coming from someone else. You really feel kind of done with that, and really it may be time to be done with that. Spirit is trying to bring a new birth, a new wonderful thing into your life. The Empress is a powerful energy. That's the major arcana. That's the heart of your reading. This is the most powerful energy in your moment today. And the Empress just brings such, the Empress can birth a whole new beginning in a very important area of your life that you don't even know how good it's going to be. It's the start of it. You just sense it can be at this point, But then this is a good card, so something really wonderful can come in, and you're going to be glad you stood your ground. You're going to be glad you stood your ground. So I hope this is helpful to you. Thank you so much for sharing these moments with me during these readings. I do love doing them, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.